Nickel Boys is finally out wide. Let's talk about it.
You don't remember?
Remember what?
You really don't remember.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like. It helps me a lot. But today we'll be reviewing Nickel Boys, and that is directed by Ramel Moss. And let's just say I've been waiting for this movie for some time now because I first got word of it premiering at some fall film festivals. I don't remember which ones, but it premiered at a couple of them. And then I actually picked up the book around, and I think it was October or November or something like that. I read a little bit of it. I mean, not like half the book, but maybe like 4 chapters or something like that, just so I could pick up some knowledge of what we're really talking about here. Because you could easily read the back half of the back of the book, the synopsis, and be like, oh, okay. But I kind of like to go a little bit deeper in there. But I didn't want to, I didn't want to like read the whole book. I didn't really want to spoil that whole experience for me. And I enjoyed what I read. And just a couple days ago, it did get nominated for 2 Oscars, including adapted screenplay, which is awesome to hear, and best picture, which was a big surprise to many, just like this one being nominated for best picture and I'm Still Here. So this is kind of a surprise nominee for best picture. And I gotta say, I got out of this movie last night. When I left my screening of it, I had no words because of how much shock I was in. This is truly a triumph of a film that will stand the test of time. And I'm honest when I say this, but if I was an Academy member, I would vote for this to win Best Picture because it deserves it over the other 9 films in this category. It tells the story of Elwood, a person of color who is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he gets sent to a reformatory school, which is basically called Nickel Academy. And a reformatory school, if you don't know, it's kind of code for prison or an abuse school in that time period. Ramel Moss adapts this story in the most heartbreakingly beautiful way possible, and I found it even more impressive when I learned that this is his first narrative feature film. He did do some shorts, a documentary feature. So yeah, this is his first narrative feature film. That is just really impressive to me. And also, when you're doing your first narrative film, making an adaptation of a book like this is some hard work. It's really interesting that he chose to do this as his first film, but it is a book that I've heard sticks with a lot of other people, and I'm interested to to pick up the book again and to read it all the way through to see how much changes he made. Not really sure there's a lot of changes to be made there, but I'm really interested to see that. And something really ambitious that he and his film crew did with this movie was to shoot it in the first person POV for about 95% of the film. And that POV switches from main character Elwood to some other side characters in this movie that you will meet along the way. And that decision may take you off guard at the start if you don't go in knowing that will happen. But as I'm telling you right now, it will happen. So I think it will sink in faster for you. And I actually thought it worked really well, and it literally transports you into the eyes of these characters. You are the characters. You are their eyes seeing what they're seeing at the same specific time. And it makes you feel like you are also experiencing these cruel moments yourself. It's an artistic choice that I don't think I've ever seen before in my lifetime. I mean, yes, first person POV is used in many movies, but for the whole movie is a pretty rare thing. Since we're talking about how artistic this movie is, I want to give a shout out to Jomo Frey, who is the cinematographer, and his way of shooting that first person POV looks beautiful, and it looks like a lot of these shots are like really planned out. It's honestly kind of baffling how this didn't get an Oscar nomination for best cinematography, also best editing. This was a really well edited movie. I will say this is shot better than almost every film released last year, maybe outside of Dune, Nosferatu. I would say Nickel Boys is shot better than The Brutalist. I love how The Brutalist is shot, but I think my top 3 shot movies of last year were Dune, Nosferatu, and then this. And I think you could have easily replaced Emilia Perez or Maria with this in that best cinematography category, as I bet we'll be talking about this one for much longer than those ones combined. Since this movie takes place at the Nickel Academy Reformatory School, you can imagine what kind of prejudice happens here, and what I think it does so perfectly is to tell, not show. In most movies, when they have these beating scenes of certain characters of certain races, it starts to feel like a cheap way to shock the audience, that cheap shock value of just making it go on and on forever. While in Nickel Boys, Ramel Moss tells you and clearly allows you to formulate what will happen to these characters, but he never shows a full-on, torturing scene of these characters. I think that is a lot more respectful in my eyes. We don't really want to see that, even though it did happen back in the day. It's horrifying experience that these people went through. It's not something that you really want to see because it does make it just a little harder to watch. He allows the characters to rather talk about these experiences that they had. And I think that just leaves you imagining it, which in my eyes allows for a more emotional and haunting experience rather than having to watch it. I wasn't familiar with the two leads of this film, but Ethan and Brandon, who play Elwood and Turner, are both just terrific in their roles. They have these really different values of what's happening at this school and how to, if they should stop it, if they should get in the way, what will happen if they do. But they share such a deep friendship that is made in this place that just destroys hope and destroys happiness. But they still find a way to just have this really nice friendship that lasts a long time for them. Overall, Nickel Boys deserves to win Best Picture as it's an audacious and heartbreakingly beautiful masterpiece from Ramel Moss. The first person POV might turn some people off, but I think it helps you live in the story and feel what the characters feel, live in their own eyes, see what they see. It could have been a little shorter, but this is a monumental film, and I think that this is a powerful landmark of what movies can be, and it will be remembered and studied. Nickel Boys gets a strong 9.5 out of 10 from me. That rating could go up. I am really interested to see how this movie will do on a second watch for me. I definitely want to go see it again. I know it's not playing in a lot of theaters, but it will be coming to Amazon Prime eventually in the next few months, probably before the Oscar ceremony, so more people can watch it. I do recommend it. It is one of those films that you want to watch at least one time in your life. It will just shock you to your core. But yeah, that's my review of Nickel Boys. If you did see it, leave your own thoughts down below in the comments. If you did enjoy this review, as I said, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.